Okay, imagine this scenario. The email notification pops up. You click it, heart pounding, and there it is. That college acceptance letter. It's like gleaming on your screen.
Oh, yeah. That home.
Your joy, right. For maybe like one glorious weightless second, you're picturing yourself on campus, the sun-drenched quad, debating big ideas. Your future feels bright, boundless.
You feel like you've conquered the world. Absolutely.
Exactly. And then, boom, another document loads, the financial aid statement.
Bro.
And suddenly, those numbers, they're just stark. Cold. They hit you like a ton of bricks. The expected family contribution, it just feels like some kind of cosmic joke, right?
Yeah, number plucked from another galaxy sometimes. No resemblance to reality.
None at all. And that soaring joy just collapses into this heavy knot of dread. That treasure, your future, it feels locked away in a chest, and you realize you don't have the key.
It's a brutal come down.
And that's exactly where Liam, a high school senior we'll talk about, found himself. He spent like a whole week just in a daze staring at scholarship websites.
Been there. Seen that.
And it quickly felt less like searching and more like, I don't know, shouting into a hurricane. Hopeless.
Right.
He saw these names like the National Merit Scholar Bonanza, the Presidential Leadership Gala, scholarships that seemed designed for some mythical superhero student.
The ones who cured a disease while captaining 3 sports teams.
Exactly. And mastering the violin and discovering a planet on the side, maybe.
Right. The impossible resume.
And Liam, who's a bright kid, hardworking, he looked at these and just felt small, ordinary, hopelessly outmatched. He thought, how could I ever compete with that?
That feeling is so common.
Okay, let's unpack this. Because the challenge of affording higher education is profoundly real for, countless students and families.
Absolutely.
And for so many, scholarships feel precisely like trying to find that needle in a cosmic haystack. It's overwhelming, it's daunting.
And that initial enthusiasm just vanishes.
It fizzles out into resignation, exactly. But what if there was a fundamentally different way, a far more effective way to approach it?
What if that single elusive needle wasn't the only thing you should be looking for? What if the field was actually, teeming with opportunities you just weren't seeing?
Well, that initial despair, Liam felt, it's unfortunately incredibly common. Most people approach scholarships with what I sometimes call the golden oak fallacy.
The golden oak fallacy.
Yeah. They're hunting for that mythical beast, right? That one legendary golden oak scholarship that's going to magically shower them with all the money they need.
The full ride dream.
Exactly. And it's a natural human tendency, really.
Yeah.
We're sort of conditioned to look for the biggest, most obvious solution, the grand prize. The single fix for a complex problem.
We see the headlines, right?
Yeah.
Student gets full ride.
Precisely. And we mistakenly assume that's the only way to make college affordable. But when that doesn't happen, or when they quickly realize the competition for those few elite awards is just astronomical.
Thousands applying. Tens of thousands.
Oh, easily. So it becomes incredibly inefficient, and frankly, it's deeply disheartening.
Yeah, you just give up. Students give up before they even really start. They're convinced they're not superhero enough to play in that league. They stop looking. They figure if they can't win the lottery, why bother playing? What's fascinating here is that in reality, the scholarship landscape is just so much more diverse, more nuanced, and frankly, more accessible than they imagine.
If they shift their perspective.
If only they're willing to shift their perspective and their strategy, yes.
And that, you, our listener, is precisely our mission today. We want to help transform your perspective on scholarships, move you away from that narrow, high-stakes hunt.
Yeah, get away from just chasing the golden oak.
Exactly. This deep dive isn't about finding that single magic bullet. Instead, we're going to give you a structured, actionable guide. It's inspired by this really unique foraging metaphor.
I love this metaphor.
It's great, isn't it? And it'll fundamentally change how you think about finding, and maybe more importantly, winning scholarship funds.
Finding and winning, both key.
We promise surprising insights, practical strategies, actual steps you can take. We want to turn that feeling of overwhelm into a clear, navigable path forward.
You're going to learn how to not just find, but actually win scholarship funds, piece by valuable piece. Fill that basket.
Fill the basket. Let's do it. Okay, so Liam, after days of feeling like he was shouting into that hurricane, that dread tightening in his stomach, he finally drags himself to Ms. Anya Sharma, his school's college counselor.
The unsung heroes, school counselors.
Totally. And you can picture the scene, right? He slumps into the chair in her office.
Ugh.
And it's not some sterile room with filing cabinets and fluorescent lights.
No, those can be intimidating.
Hers is described as like a cozy den, full of plants, stacks of books, just a calm, supportive vibe.
Nice. Sets a different tone.
And he just lays it all out. His frustration, probably voice cracking a bit, ending with, "It's impossible. I'm just looking for one big scholarship to solve this, and I don't qualify for any of them. The ones I do see, they're for people who've, like, already won a Nobel Prize."
Yeah, the feeling of being small, ordinary, hopelessly outmatched compared to the presidential leadership gala winners.
Right. People who've already saved the world, basically, not just a regular student who wants to go to college. It's such a defeating feeling.
It really is. And, this raises an important question. Why do so many of us fall into that trap? Why focus only on that one legendary golden oak?
Yeah, why?
Well, like I said, it's partly conditioning. We're drawn to the grand prize, the big win, the single solution.
The lottery ticket again.
Lottery ticket mentality, exactly.
Yeah.
We see those headlines about full rides and assume that's the only viable path. But statistically, those huge national, highly publicized scholarships, they are just by far the hardest to win.
Because everyone applies.
Everyone applies. So when you funnel all your energy, all your hopes into just one or two of those long shot opportunities, and they don't pan out.
Crushing.
The psychological impact is immense. That shouting into a hurricane feeling Liam had, it leads straight to burnout, discouragement.
And giving up.
And giving up entirely. They conclude, well, if I can't be a superhero, if I can't win that one massive award, there's no point trying at all.
Which is such a misconception.
It's a huge misconception about the true breadth and diversity of the scholarship landscape. It's like only ever buying lottery tickets and never even considering clipping coupons or finding store discounts. You miss all the smaller, achievable wins.
That's a great analogy. And thankfully, Ms. Sharma didn't just pull out a binder of statistics or, a generic list of websites.
No, she listened. That's the key.
She listened patiently, thoughtfully. Then she leans forward and shares this, totally transformative truth. She tells Liam, you're making a classic mistake.
Okay.
You're hunting for the legendary golden oak, the one tree that showers gold on whoever finds it. Everyone's hunting for that tree, and very few ever see it. You're in the wrong part of the forest.
Wow. Imagine hearing that. Talk about a paradigm shift.
Right, especially in her office, filled with plants. The metaphor probably felt instantly real.
Oh, absolutely. It's a brilliant metaphor because it immediately shifts the whole mindset. From scarcity, there's only one big prize, to abundance.
Abundance. Interesting.
Yeah, the golden oak is exactly that. The famous, super competitive scholarship everyone knows and applies for. It gets all the attention because it promises the most.
But it's the least likely win.
By far. But the grove, as Mr. Sharma explains it, that's something else entirely. It's vast, ancient, filled not with one, but with thousands of other trees, each bearing its own unique fruit.
Thousands of trees, different fruits.
So the whole focus shifts. It's not about trying to mold yourself into some elite ideal to maybe possibly win one of a few impossible awards. No, it's about realizing there are countless scholarships out there.
Tailored to different people.
Exactly. Designed for a huge array of interests, backgrounds, experiences. And these are often far less competitive, much more accessible, because they're looking for a very specific kind of student.
And that student might be you.
That student might just be you.
And Miss Sharma really painted this picture for Liam, right? Made it tangible. She described specific trees in the grove.
Yeah, this is where it gets really concrete and helpful.
She talked about the sturdy pine for students with those unwavering grades, the consistent academic achievers.
Okay, makes sense.
Then the flexible willow for those who have overcome adversity, which is huge, right? So many students have stories of resilience.
Absolutely. Recognizing that lived experience has value.
And she mentioned orchard trees planted by local businesses right here in our community. That makes you immediately think, wait, what's in my town, my neighborhood?
The local angle. Super important, often missed.
But the part that really hit home for Liam, the part that probably made his jaw drop, was the tiny hidden bonsai trees.
Ah, yes, the bonsai trees. I love this part.
She gave these amazing examples. A $500 scholarship for students who love knitting.
Knitting? Seriously?
Seriously. Or a $1,000 one for people who can trace their ancestry back to a specific village in Ireland.
Wow, okay. Knitting. Irish ancestry, that's specific.
Right. And that's when the light bulb truly went on for Liam. It wasn't just about grades or leadership galas anymore.
Those bonsai trees are absolutely key. They illustrate the sheer diversity, the hyper-specificity of funds available that most students and parents just don't know exist.
They're not looking for a future president necessarily.
No, they might be looking for someone with a very particular, often overlooked characteristic.
Yeah.
A hobby, a background. Think about the competition for a national academic award versus one for students who love knitting.
It's got to be minuscule for knitting.
Exactly. It fundamentally shifts the game. It's not about being the best of the best in some huge, overwhelming pool. It's about being the perfect fit for a very specific, much smaller niche.
Okay, so Liam's aha moment.
His aha moment was realizing, my job isn't to find one magic tree to solve everything. My job is to become a forager.
A forager. Learn the landscape.
Learn the landscape, identify all these diverse opportunities, and gather enough unique fruit little by little to fill my basket.
It's accumulation, not a single grand slam.
Precisely. It's the strategy of accumulation.
Here's where it gets really interesting. For you, our listener, this isn't just some, clever, feel-good analogy. It's a fundamental reorientation of your whole strategy for funding college.
It really is a strategic shift.
You're not just looking for money anymore. You're learning to see the trees that are right for you, the opportunities that align with your unique strengths, your experiences, even your quirky hobbies and passions.
Things you might have thought were irrelevant.
Exactly. It completely changes the game from that demoralizing needle in a haystack search to an empowering strategic expedition.
You move from being passive to being an active explorer.
Yes. An active explorer of your own potential, leveraging your personal story, your distinctiveness in a really powerful way. Okay, so Liam's got this new mindset. He's not a hunter anymore. He's a forager. He eagerly opens that notebook Mrs. Sharma gave him. First section, mapping the grove, where to forage.
Getting practical now. Love it.
And it wasn't just a generic list of websites, not just look for scholarships. It was a concrete strategy, breaking down the huge grove into specific, manageable foraging locations.
This is where hope starts to feel real, right? Turning the metaphor into actual steps.
Totally. That flicker becomes a flame.
Exactly. And this is where the practicality really kicks in for you, our listener. Mrs. Sharma outlines these distinct, highly effective areas to focus your search. Because different types of trees, different fruits, they grow in different parts of the grove.
Be strategic, not just exhaustive.
Be strategic and targeted.
Yeah.
First up, she pointed to the local orchard.
The local orchard, okay.
This is a truly overlooked goldmine. So many students just bypass it completely. The sources here. Think community foundations in your town or county, local businesses, your neighborhood bank, the grocery store, maybe even smaller shops or service providers.
Like the hardware store, maybe? The local insurance agent?
Could be. Also, think Rotary clubs, Lions clubs, Elks lodges, PTAs or PTOs, local churches, even professional associations specific to your area, like a local builders association or something.
Wow, okay. That's a lot closer to home than those national galas.
Right. And here's the key advantage, the thing many miss. The competition is significantly smaller.
Fewer people applying?
Way fewer. These organizations, they're often deeply invested in supporting local kids, students who might come back and contribute to their community.
They like to see their money stay local.
They love it. It builds goodwill, strengthens the local future workforce, and honestly, it's easier to vet applicants who are literally their neighbors' kids. You're competing with maybe a handful of students from your area, not tens of thousands nationwide.
That feels much more manageable.
It's an incredibly fruitful starting point, often with less stringent criteria beyond just, being local. Oh, and a pro tip here. Beyond the formally advertised stuff, consider reaching out politely to local business owners directly. Sometimes they support students case by case, without a formal program. A well-researched, polite inquiry can sometimes uncover opportunities nobody else knows about.
Interesting. Leverage those local connections. Makes total sense. We look globally when the treasure might be right there.
Exactly. Then, okay, number 2, the University Grove.
The University Grove, so the college itself.
The college itself. This might seem obvious, but it's crucial to treat it as a distinct foraging ground, separate from those big national scholarships. Your main source. The college's financial aid website, definitely. But also dig into specific department pages, the engineering department, the history department, whatever your major is.
Why the departments specifically?
Because universities often have their own substantial pools of money, sometimes called institutional aid or merit scholarships, that are separate from federal aid. And these are specifically for their incoming students.
Okay. Money they control.
Right. And it can be based on your major, your background, specific interests that align with their programs, maybe even just your academic profile, because they're trying to attract certain types of students.
To build their ideal class.
Exactly. Many students only think about external scholarships, but their chosen school often has a wealth of internal opportunities. They want you there, and they often have funds to help make it happen. Don't overlook the money sitting right inside the institution you plan to attend.
So you apply to the college, get accepted, and then you start foraging within the college for more funds. That's a critical step many probably miss.
It's a huge potential source.
Okay.
This next area, the specialized thicket.
The specialized thicket. This sounds like where the bonsai trees live.
This is exactly where the bonsai trees live. Those incredibly niche scholarships. Remember the examples. Are you left-handed? A twin, passionate about beekeeping.
Build elaborate Lego structures. Avid duck caller. Have an unusual last name.
Yes. Seriously, there are scholarships for these things and so many more. The power here is using hyper-specific keywords on scholarship search engines.
Like FastWeb, scholarships.com, Scholarly.
Those are the big ones, yes. But also, look for niche sites dedicated to specific interests or fields. Instead of just searching engineering scholarship, you search
What?
engineering scholarship for women in rural areas interested in renewable energy.
Perfect. Or scholarship for students passionate about sustainable agriculture who also volunteer at food banks.
So you layer your interests and characteristics.
Exactly. Brainstorm keywords across categories. Academics, specific major, research interest, extracurriculars, sports clubs, arts, hobbies, knitting, gaming, collecting, coding, demographics, ethnicity, gender, first-gen, disability, family background, military connection, parents-employer union, religious affiliation, future career goals, even your location, state, county, city.
Wow, that's a lot of potential keywords. It is. And this drastic narrowing of the field dramatically increases your chances. You might be one of only a handful of applicants who perfectly match a smaller, less competitive award. A common mistake here.
What's that?
Students use only broad terms, get overwhelmed by thousands of results they don't qualify for, and just give up. They miss the gold mine of niche scholarships.
That's the real game changer for someone who feels ordinary, isn't it? Suddenly your unique things, your quirks, your specific passions become your scholarship superpower.
It totally validates your individuality.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Okay, and finally, the ancestral forest.
Ancestral forest. Heritage groups.
Exactly. Think Sons of Italy, Polish National Alliance, Daughters of the American Revolution, various Hispanic scholarship funds, Black philanthropic organizations, Asian American community groups, countless others.
Organizations tied to specific descent or cultural heritage.
Right. They offer scholarships specifically for students from those backgrounds, your personal history, your family roots, your ethnic identity. These can be a unique and powerful asset.
Again, tapping into a smaller, more defined pool.
A smaller pool, and often organizations that are specifically designed to support their own community members. It's about leveraging who you are right down to your roots.
Okay, so after seeing this breakdown, local orchard, university grove, specialized thicket, ancestral forest, Liam must have felt that hope really ignite.
Oh, for sure.
It's not a needle in a haystack anymore. It's identifying specific types of plants in different defined gardens. It turns the overwhelming into the actionable. He has a plan.
He has a map of the grove.
But, like you said, finding the scholarships is only half the battle, right?
Crucial first half, but yes, only half.
You can locate all the bonsai trees you want, but if your application doesn't connect, you won't get the fruit. So the next step, Mrs. Sharma outlined, the seed story. How to cultivate your application.
Ah, the seed story. This is so important.
Her core philosophy was just so profound, and I think it applies way beyond scholarship. She said, every scholarship application, especially the essay, is a chance to plant a seed in the mind of the reader.
Plant a seed. I like that.
You can't just hand them a list of your accomplishments. You have to tell them a story, your seed story. It's about bringing your resume to life, making it memorable.
This is absolutely where the artistry comes in.
Yeah.
And it's vital for standing out. Think about it. Most applicants, what do? They list stuff. Achievements, grades, clubs.
Yeah, the standard resume points.
Right. But scholarship committees read hundreds, sometimes thousands of those lists. They all start to blend together, no matter how impressive the stats are.
They become numb to it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
What truly grabs their attention? What makes an application unforgettable? It's a compelling narrative. a personal story that reveals who the applicant is, not just what they've done.
The person behind the stats.
The person behind the stats. And Ms. Sharma's 4-part formula for the seed story essay, it's a masterclass. Liam's example with the antique radio illustrates it perfectly.
Okay, break it down for us. Part 1.
Part 1 is the seed. This is your hook. You start with a specific, evocative moment. A tiny personal memory that planted a passion inside you.
Not just, I like engineering.
Definitely not. Compare, I have always been interested in engineering, which is boring, generic, what everyone writes. Compare that to Liam's opening. The day my grandfather's antique radio fell silent, I was 7 years old.
Ooh, specific. Intriguing.
Armed with nothing but a screwdriver and a fierce determination, I spent the entire afternoon laying out its dusty vacuum tubes and intricate wiring on the living room floor.
I can picture that.
Not to fix it, but simply to understand how the music was trapped inside.
Ooh.
Wow. Sensory details, dusty tubes, intricate wiring, a specific anecdote, a vivid scene. It immediately grabs you.
It differentiates him instantly, tells a story from sentence 1.
It invites the reader in. It's showing, not just telling right from the start. Huge difference.
That's the difference between being a number and being a real relatable person.
Yeah.
You can actually see 7-year-old Liam with that screwdriver. Captivating.
Absolutely. Okay, then you move to part 2. The sprout. This is your action.
How did you water that seed?
Exactly. What did you do about that initial interest? So instead of just a flat list like, I took advanced physics and joined the robotics club.
Which is fine, but not a story.
Right. Liam's story grew. That initial curiosity grew into a vibrant passion. I started a Fix-It Friday club in my garage, helping neighbors repair everything from sputtering lawnmowers to glitching video game consoles.
Fix-It Friday. That's brilliant.
Isn't it? Discovering a joy in practical problem solving. In robotics, I wasn't just building a machine. I was learning the intricate language of logic and motion that had first whispered to me from that old radio, seeing how abstract concepts translated into tangible, functional creations.
See, that's not just listing accomplishments. It shows initiative, real-world application, how the spark evolved into action.
It proves the interest is active, hands-on, deeply ingrained. Shows commitment, follow-through.
Wow, Fix-It Friday. That's so much more impactful than just robotics club. Shows initiative, problem-solving, community engagement, genuine love for it. Way more than a bullet point.
So much more. Okay, part 3, the sapling. This is your growth.
Okay, the sapling. What have you become?
What have you become? How has this whole journey shaped your character, your values, your goals? Again, avoid the generic. My experiences have made me a dedicated and hardworking person.
Heard it a million times.
Right. Liam articulated it like this. Wrestling with a faulty circuit board taught me more about patience and persistence than any lecture ever could.
Nice. Specific learning.
Leading the Fix-It Friday Club taught me that engineering isn't just about machines. It's profoundly about serving people, about connecting and improving lives.
Connecting the technical to the human. Powerful.
Through these experiences, I learned that my true passion lies not just in creating technology, but in designing solutions that are accessible, truly useful, and which bring a little bit of magic, a sense of connection back into people's lives.
That shows real maturity, self-awareness, purpose. He's reflected, he's learned, he has a vision.
He's showing he understands the meaning behind his actions, not just the actions themselves. It shows he's ready for higher-level thinking and contribution.
You can feel the transformation in his words. He's not just a collection of experiences. He's synthesized them, understood them.
And finally, the most critical part, part 4, the future bloom. Your connection.
Connecting it all back to the scholarship itself.
Yes. Why this specific scholarship? How will their support help your unique seed story blossom into something that gives back? It's about alignment and impact, not just affordability.
So ditch this scholarship will help me afford college.
Please ditch that. It's true, but it doesn't connect. Compare it to Liam's closing. The scholarship name isn't just financial aid to me, it's an investment.
Investment, good word.
In a future where I can use my engineering degree to design assistive technologies for the elderly, ensuring that no one, like my grandfather, ever has to feel disconnected from the world they love or struggle with technology.
Tying it back to the initial hook. Beautiful.
You're not just funding my tuition. You're helping me bring the music back into lives that might otherwise feel silent.
Wow. Chills. That connects his personal story, his future goals, and the likely mission of the scholarship provider.
That's the ultimate alignment. It shows he understands their values. He sees himself as a future partner in their mission, not just a recipient. They invest in him. They advance their own goals.
It shows how their money enables his purpose, which aligns with theirs.
Exactly. It shows he's thought about how their contribution allows him to make a meaningful difference.
And suddenly, Liam's staring at that page. He wasn't just another kid with good grades. He was the boy who took apart the radio, the founder of Fix It Friday. He had a story, a purpose, a vision.
That's the transformative power of the seed story. It turns a dry application into something vivid, unforgettable, something committee members actually remember.
It's the difference between being qualified and being compelling. Huge difference. All right, so Liam is now armed. He's mapped his grove. He's cultivated his seed stories. He becomes this, master forager.
Right, you got the tools.
He's applying for everything, the small local ones, the bigger national engineering one. He's customizing his seed story for each, aligning it with their mission. He's feeling confident.
As he should.
And then it happens. The email. An invitation for a final interview for a really significant scholarship.
Done.
Right. Instant panic returns. He probably feels like he's back at square one, facing another superhero challenge. Can I possibly live up to the person I described on paper?
Oh, yeah. That imposter syndrome kicks in hard. It's incredibly common. Many students feel the interview is this whole new, terrifying hurdle.
Like it's designed to trip them up.
Right, like it's a test with trick questions, or they're trying to catch you out, prove you aren't who you said you were. But Miss Sharma, wise guide that she is, calmed Liam down.
What does she say?
She said something like, "You've already done the hard part, Liam. They've seen your seed and they're impressed by the potential."
Okay, that's reassuring.
The interview, it's just a chance for them to meet the gardener.
Meet the gardener. I like that.
They just want to know if you're as passionate, as thoughtful, and as authentic in person as you are on paper.
Ah, so it's about authenticity, not performance.
Exactly. And if we connect this to the bigger picture, the interview really is the human element. It's less about grilling you on facts and more about seeing your enthusiasm, your communication, your personality. How well do you articulate your why in person?
Do you match the story?
Do you match the story? It's about authenticating that narrative you built, seeing the whole dynamic person. They want to understand your motivation, your fit with their values. And it's a two-way street, too. You're assessing them as well.
Good point. So Miss Sharma turns to the last page in his notebook, Tending the Garden, the interview. And she gives us some concrete strategies.
Yeah, actionable, confidence-boosting stuff, bridging that gap between the application and the real-life person.
What was the first piece of advice?
First, crucial, know your own soil.
Know your own soil. Meaning?
Before you walk in that room, reread your entire application. Every single word. Essays, activities listed, experiences described, everything. Be ready to talk about anything you wrote.
With enthusiasm and detail.
With enthusiasm, depth, specific detail, because interviewers, they might pick up on the smallest thing. That one volunteer activity you barely remember listing, that brief mention of a summer project, they might ask about it.
And if you stumble or look blank.
It doesn't look great, but if you can talk about it confidently, it shows you're prepared, you're genuinely engaged with your own story, you pay attention to detail. It proves the application was a true reflection, not just stuff thrown together. Helps you speak with conviction.
So you're not just recalling info, you're kind of reliving your story with them in the room. That must feel more authentic.
It absolutely does. Okay, second strategy, show them your tools.
Show them your tools, like your skills.
Exactly, but demonstrated through stories. Don't just say you're a leader. Tell them the story of a specific time you led a project or team. Don't just say you're resilient. Tell them about a failure you had, what you learned, how you bounced back.
Using the seed stories as evidence.
Use your seed stories as real-life evidence. Abstract qualities, leadership, teamwork, problem-solving, resilience. They become concrete and super memorable when you illustrate them with powerful anecdotes.
Makes it real.
Makes it real. You're not just stating a trait, you're demonstrating it through lived experience. Way more convincing. It's a chance to elaborate on those seeds you planted in the essay, show how they really grew.
Bringing it back to the core seed story concept again, every answer is another chance to tell a mini story. Reinforce the narrative.
It absolutely does. Okay, third strategy, describe the water and sunlight you need.
Water and sunlight. So what you need from them.
Exactly. When they ask, inevitably, why do you need this scholarship? And they will ask in some form.
Don't just talk about money.
Don't just talk about money. Don't frame it as a deficit like I can't afford it otherwise. Instead, Talk about what this scholarship would enable you to do. Talk about freedom, opportunity.
Give a specific example.
Give a specific, compelling example. Like Leah might say, this scholarship wouldn't just ease the financial burden, it would give me the freedom to join the university's solar car team.
Ah, connecting it to an opportunity.
Or pursue that intensive summer research fellowship. Instead of needing to work a demanding part-time job during my crucial academic years, this hands-on experience is exactly what I need to achieve my engineering goals.
So it connects the money directly to academic and career goals.
Right. It shows how their investment enables deeper engagement, more immersive learning, real growth, not just covering costs.
Yeah.
It frames their contribution as an enabler of your future impact, unlocking your potential.
That is a powerful reframe, not covering a deficit, but unlocking potential. Makes their investment feel like it has a real ROI.
Absolutely. And finally, a strategy many forget, but is so crucial. Ask about their garden.
Ask them questions.
Yes. Prepare 2 or 3 thoughtful, engaging questions for them. This shows you've done your research, you're serious, you're engaged.
What kind of questions? Not just, when will I hear back?
Definitely not that. That's transactional, easily found info. Ask something that shows deeper interest, like, what do past recipients of this scholarship often go on to achieve? Are there success stories that really resonate with the committee?
Ooh, good one. Shows interest and impact.
Or, what kind of mentorship opportunities, if any, are available for your scholars? Or maybe, how does your organization foster a sense of community among its scholarship recipients?
These show you see it as more than just money.
Exactly. It shows you see this as a potential partnership, not just a transaction. You're interested in their mission, their community, the long-term relationship. It tells them you're not just looking for a check. You're looking to be part of their legacy, maybe even contribute back someday. Makes you seem thoughtful, proactive, engaged.
Okay, so Liam walks into that interview room. Nervous, sure. Who wouldn't be?
Totally normal.
But he wasn't pretending to be a superhero. He wasn't trying to be someone else. He was authentic.
He was the gardener.
He was the forager, confident in his strategy. He was the gardener who'd cultivated his seed story. He was the boy who took apart the radio, started Fix It Friday, dreamed of building a better world.
And he told those stories.
He told his stories with passion, clarity, authenticity, just like Mr. Sharma taught him.
And the outcome. It just beautifully underscores the whole lesson of the scholarship grove. 2 weeks later, a thick envelope arrives.
The moment of truth.
It wasn't the one giant golden oak he'd once dreamed of, the single award to solve everything. No. It was that significant national engineering scholarship he interviewed for, combined with 3 smaller ones he'd won from his local community. One from the Rotary Club, another from a regional professional group, and even a small bonsai tree scholarship for students in community tech stuff.
Wow, a collection.
A collection. And collectively, it was enough. More than enough. His basket was full.
He had the key.
He had the key. The chest was open. And the treasure inside his future, a debt-free path to his dream, was finally his.
That's incredible. It wasn't one grand prize. It was strategically foraging for all the fruit tailored to him, cultivating his story, presenting his authentic self.
Exactly. Diligence, strategy, authenticity. That's what filled the basket. Hashtag tag outro.
What an incredible journey for Liam, and just what a powerful, really actionable set of tools for anyone facing that huge challenge of funding education.
It really demystifies the process, I think.
It really does. We've seen how fundamentally shifting your mindset from hunting that elusive, maybe unattainable golden oak to becoming a strategic, discerning forager in a fast scholarship grove just completely transforms the approach.
From scarcity to abundance.
Exactly. It's about meticulously mapping your unique landscape, understanding where your fruit grows, recognizing the abundance beyond the obvious.
Seeing opportunities everywhere.
And then the art of cultivating your deeply personal seed story, turning your experiences into compelling, memorable narratives that actually resonate.
Making yourself unforgettable in a good way.
And finally, having the confidence to tend your garden in interviews. Presenting your authentic self, your passion, to people who genuinely want to invest in your future.
Yeah, Liam's success wasn't about luck. It wasn't about being born a superhero.
No, it was strategic, personalized, persistent, and deeply self-aware. That was the approach.
Which leads to, this raises an important question for you, our listener, to consider as we wrap up. Where else in your life might you be unconsciously looking for a single golden oak? That one grand solution, that one big win. when a vast grove of smaller, more attainable trees is just patiently waiting to be foraged.
Ah, extending the metaphor beyond scholarships. Interesting.
Yeah. Think about career opportunities. Are you only chasing that one dream job at the huge, famous company? Or are you exploring the thousands of unique, fulfilling roles in smaller, specialized companies or maybe emerging industries that could be a perfect fit for your specific skills and passions?
The bonsai tree jobs, maybe?
Exactly. Or personal growth. Are you waiting for one grand epiphany, one single life-altering event to change everything? Or are you consistently gathering small insights, reading widely, making those incremental daily improvements that really compound over time?
Foraging for wisdom, bit by bit.
Foraging for wisdom, or even in problem solving.
Yeah.
Do you always look for the one massive, complex solution? Or could you combine multiple smaller, more accessible approaches that together solve the problem more effectively?
Building a solution piece by piece.
Right. The principles are the same. Identify your unique fruit, cultivate your authentic seed story, strategically forage for opportunities. They apply everywhere. It's about seeing abundance where you once saw scarcity, recognizing your unique value, leveraging your identity to find opportunities others might just overlook.
So take a moment, you, our listener. Reflect on your own growth and your education, sure, but also your career, your personal life. What are the unique trees that bear fruit just for you?
Where are your bonsai trees, your local orchard?
How can you apply these foraging principles, focused searching, compelling storytelling, authentic presentation to your own aspirations, whatever they may be?
The key, as Liam discovered, is in seeing, nurturing, and passionately telling your own story.
Your own indelible story. Well, thank you for joining us on this deep dive into the world of scholarships and maybe a bit beyond.
It was a pleasure.
We hope you feel empowered, informed, and truly ready to start foraging for the treasures that are waiting for you. Until next time, what knowledge will you forage next?